Hello and welcome to Around the Region. I'm your host, Whitney Stinson. On the program tonight, artists are about to take over the Midwest. Arts Without Borders kicks off this week and we're going to give you a rundown of what's coming up. But first, one of our local administrators has been elected to represent Canada on a national stage. We're going to meet with him right now on Around the Region. We are on location in North Battleford. With me here is Jim Toye. He's the newly elected president for Kemah, which is the Canadian Association of Municipal Administrators. Thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
For people who don't know, I guess, what does Kemah do?
Well, it represents approximately 500 city managers across Canada, and what it does is promotes excellence in municipal administration, so we're very consistent right throughout Canada.
And why is that an important association to be a part of?
Well, we have city managers from cities, like I said, all across Canada, and it's from very large cities like Calgary, Toronto, Vancouver, to very small cities like North Battleford, Lloydminster, Humboldt, Saskatchewan, smaller communities throughout Canada. What it is we like together to network, to talk about best practices, to see what's working, what's not working, and we also have international affiliates that would attend our conference from New Zealand, Australia, United States, and United Kingdom.
Now, do you guys discuss laws and policies on the sport as well?
We do some of that. A lot of that is up to actually FCM, the Federation of Canadian Municipalities. We are enhancing an agreement with FCM, so if they are advocating something to the federal government, that we have an opportunity to review it prior to, so they can get maybe, rather than an elected point of view, they would get the administrative point of view when it comes to advocacy and lobbying the federal government.
And just this past week, you were in Halifax at the annual general meeting where you were elected president of the association. Congratulations on that. That's very excellent. I guess, what is the president of this association responsible for?
Well, the board of directors were represented from all provinces and territories across Canada. It's a 12-person board. I think I'm the third Saskatchewan president of the association. It's been a number of years since we've had one. I'm the president as this association from one of the smallest communities in Kemah as far as being the president. So it's a pretty, it's a great opportunity for myself.
Yeah.
So I lead that particular organization. We meet quarterly at different places throughout Canada. But we also meet with international. We've got an international flavor. So one is it's called ICMA. It's got about 9,000 members. That's held in the United States. It's called the International City Managers Association. That conference is held in the United States. That association is based out of the United States. And Canada has the second most number of participants in that organization.
What do you think you're going to gain from this new position?
Well, I think that you want to look at a universal or international perspective. We think that we've got a Canadian perspective when we do our own meetings, because all the provinces and territories are represented at the board. If there's any issues that come up in their particular territories, who they represent, we would bring those to the board to discuss. So it's very consistent throughout Canada. I mean, it could be many things from provincial downloading to recruitment and retention, funding from provincial and federal governments. So there's many things that are very common throughout Canada that we see as far as issues. But the idea is, if there are areas throughout the world that are failing, maybe we as an association can bring to them some of the best practices that we have in Canada that's going to benefit their association.
We're going to talk more about Kemah just after this break.